Hello everyone, I am Ammar Miswar. Today I'll be discussing about SQL injection, a critical vulnerability in web applications, its mechanisms, real-world impact and mitigation strategies. What is SQL injection and how it works? SQL injection is a form of cyber attack that targets web applications with database. When a user enters data into a form such as a username or password, the system constructs a SQL query to receive data. If the user is not properly sanitized or validated, attackers can inject malicious SQL code into the query to manipulate it. This malicious code could be used to retrieve sensitive data, alter or delete records, and in extreme cases even gain administrative privileges to the system. For example, imagine an attacker entering something like O1 equal 1. If an attacker enters something like O1 equal 1 into a login form, this could trick the system into bypassing authentication, granting unauthorized access. SQL injection attacks typically occur when a website or application doesn't properly handle user inputs. This means it doesn't prevent users from entering potentially harmful characters like quotes or semicolons, which are used in SQL syntax to break the query structure. Without proper safeguards, the system executes these commands directly in the database. Now let's talk about the common vulnerability that lead to SQL injection include number 1, lack of prepared statements, number 2, improper input validation, and then weak escaping of characters. Now let's talk deep about single one of these. Lack of prepared statements means this occurs when the application builds SQL queries by concatenating user input directly into the query string. The second one, improper input validation. When user inputs such as email addresses or usernames are not properly checked for harmful characters, an attacker could input something like drop table users semicolon double dash, something like this. And then finally, weak escaping of characters. Special characters such as single quotes need to be escaped in queries to prevent malicious input from being executed. Now let's see the types of SQL injection. SQL injection can be classified into three types: in-band, blind, and out-of-band. In-band SQL injection includes techniques like union-based and error-based, whereas blind SQL relies on responses to guesses. This blind SQL injection relies on responses to guesses. And then finally, out-of-band SQL injection. Out-of-band SQL injection uses external channels to gather data. These are the different types of three SQL injections. Now let's talk about real-world SQL injection attacks that occurred few years back. SQL injection can cause severe damage. For example, in 2008, Heartland Payment Systems had a breach that compromised over 130 million credit card records. Similarly, in 2011, Sony Pictures was also targeted. Their personal data and internal emails got leaked. And also in 2015, TalkTalk lost data of over 1,57,000 subscribers' personal and banking data. Mitigation strategies or preventing SQL injection. Here we are going to talk about 5 mitigation strategies. To prevent SQL injection, developers can validate inputs, use prepared statements, and implement stored procedures. Web application firewalls can also filter out malicious traffic. Escaping special characters is another simple but effective method. As we talk about mitigation strategies, we should discuss about the challenges in SQL injection mitigation. Despite these measures, mitigation remains challenging. Legacy systems often have insecure code, and complex applications make it hard to secure all input points. Advanced SQL injection attacks can sometimes bypass traditional defenses. And the interesting part of this video, the future of SQL injection prevention. The future of SQL injection prevention lies in machine learning and behavioral analytics. Their technologies can detect previously unknown attack patterns, providing a more adaptive and proactive approach to security. And finally, the conclusion part. In conclusion, SQL injection is a persistent threat that requires constant vigilance, while current mitigation strategies like input validation and prepared statements are effective. The landscape to threats continues to evolve. Therefore, ongoing research adoption are essential. I hope everyone got a clear idea what is SQL injection and how it works, mitigation strategies of preventing SQL injection, challenges in SQL injection mitigations, the future of SQL injection prevention. Thank you everyone for watching my video.